What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing TGIF or Thank God It's Friday or Hey Vale or anything of the sort to let me know that you can hear me in the chat. We are coming on a little later this afternoon than I originally planned because as I was, well, for one, I slept in. Let me keep it real. I slept in for one. I woke up early, but I just was not ready to get this day going. And so I went back to sleep around 7 a.m. and didn't wake up till about 11. So that delayed our show. But as well as soon as I got into, I knew kind of last night what we were going to talk about, but then this morning there was more. And so we have a pretty interesting show this afternoon, and then we will be back this evening, God willing, at 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern, and that will be for our Surviving Darius Crooks series. We're going to keep going with that until we just get tired of doing it. then when we get tired of doing it, we're going to chop it all up and just send them out as reruns. But anyway, today what we'll be talking about is the unfortunate situation in New York City. Hold on. First of all, I'm gonna close this. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Thank you to the 87% of you who have hit that like button and are sharing this video, and that is on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Real Rena is saying, yes, hurry, tell us, yeah, I need to get back to work. Friend, you might have to watch it on the replay on YouTube if you have to leave us before we're done, because I can't promise I'm gonna be able to rush through this. But the stories we'll be talking about this afternoon is the NYC tragedy on the train, a shooting that occurred during rush hour. Then another situation of a New Jersey father who went into a school and confronted his daughters. Seems like it was some children that she had an incident with. And he got arrested. So we'll be talking about that. Then it's been circulating in the news that Wendy Williams is back in the news. And unfortunately, as it's been for the past few years, unfortunately, it's not good news. She has been hit with a $500,000 IRS tax lien. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then the Royal Family. I don't follow them closely, but they got some scandals, and it looks like some little fishy going on over there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So the poll question I have up there, this is only on the YouTube side. Hey, Elevate with Vern. Oh, and thank you to everyone over here on the YouTube side is letting me know. Well, YouTube and Facebook who are letting me know you can hear me. Still Bloom, Renee S, Carol, S. Curl Crosby, His MJ, Precious, Trakeisha, Marjan, Jackie, Mocha Barbie, Tracy, Beautiful, Ashes, Sylvia, Jackie, Betty C, Kadada, I think it is, and everyone else who's letting me know you can hear me. I greatly appreciate that. It's very helpful. So the first story we're going to talk about, the poll question I'm closing out is, have you ever been on the New York City subway? 65% of you have been on the New York subway, and 35% of you have not. I have been on the New York subway. It's been a long time, but I have been on there. I was a little nervous based on some of the stories you hear and the TV part of it, but my experience, it's just a lot. It's way different than, Chicago. I mean, I'm from a major city, but it was still like it's overstimulating for me. It was just so much going on. There's so many people. But anyway, the story that has been in the news now is during the rush hour commute on Friday, a packed Brooklyn train left a 36-year-old man fighting for his life. Police says that a 32-year-old man boarded the train, and as the train started moving, the police said he was approached by a 36-year-old man who was already on the train. Witnesses described the 36-year-old man as aggressive and provocative towards the 32-year-old man. The two exchanged words before the police said the 36-year-old started to walk towards the 32-year-old with a firearm. The NYPD said that Friday morning that a woman was also involved in the incident and could be seen on video stabbing the 36-year-old man. And she is still being sought by police for questioning her. It says during the altercation, the 32-year-old man took the gun, who then fired and struck the 36-year-old in the head, authorities says. The cell phone video captured the dispute between the two men and the frantic moments as passengers scrambled to safety when the shots ran out. One woman can be heard screaming, "Let me out, let me out." And the train then pulled into the Holt, I ain't even finna try this name, whatever it is, Simmerhorn station, where the officers heard the shot and flooded the crime scene. So we do have a little news footage, and we actually have the full video of the incident as well. So first, with the news coverage of this incident.
Now to the subway shooting, passengers were frightened. A man shot with his own gun. Ariel Reshef joins us live outside the New York City subway where it all happened, and happened during rush hour. Ariel, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Janae. That happened during rush hour. Just to set the scene, that packed subway car full of passengers, when a fight broke out, it escalated into gunfire, causing chaos and panic. Much of that was caught on camera.
This morning, harrowing cell phone video capturing rush hour mayhem as gunfire rang out in the New York City subway. Terrified passengers ducking for cover Thursday evening, huddled together, screaming in horror in this crowded downtown Brooklyn station.
Close the door! Close the door!
As I'm coming out, you hear pops, like 3 or 4 shots, pop, pop, pop. Then the doors open. Everybody come flying out.
Police say chaos erupted around 5 p.m. after a fight on a train car. Passengers seen here trying to break up the situation, but the altercation only escalating.
He then took that firearm, started walking toward the 32-year-old who was on the train, yelling at him, walking toward him in a menacing way.
The 32-year-old man grabbing the weapon, shooting his attacker in the head.
Shots fired in transit. Active shooter sent shots fired in transit.
This video showing the wounded man taken away on a stretcher, rushed to a nearby hospital in critical condition.
And within seconds, officers flooding into the station, arresting a suspect. But this terrifying incident happening just days after Governor Kathy Hochul sent the National Guard into the subway system to patrol here amid a 13% increase in subway crime so far this year. Whit?
Truly a frightening scene. Ariel, thank you.
Hey, Michelle. Michelle ATL and Brown in the chat. Subscribe to her channel if you are not. She is the blog goddess. And the poll question I'm closing out is, do you use public transportation? 32% of you say yes, 68% of you say no. Yeah, I mean, I used to, of course, I haven't used public transportation on a regular basis since I was a teenager, right before I got my license. Other than that, I have avoided it at all costs. And thank God I have had that option. I can't say that. I've had jobs where I had some commuting, like maybe downtown or something, but it was still optional though. Like I could drive my car and park downtown and all those things. So we do have the full video, which is viewer discretion, because this is actually video footage of the entire altercation, like leading into it. We still don't know exactly like what caused the commotion in the first place. We just see it after it has commenced. So here is the full video. So if you're sensitive to, like, you know, scuffling and all that kind of stuff, and you do literally see the woman go over, I thought she was hitting the guy, but now I know that she actually, you know, poked him. I'm on YouTube. I gotta watch the words. So oh, and someone was saying Why would the lady get involved? It seems as though the lady was with the other guy, and so she was protecting the person she was with. At least it appears that way. So you guys let me know once y'all see this, if you think it's the same.
I'll beat you up. You think you're gonna beat up cops? You think your people's gonna beat up cops? I'll beat you up. I'll beat you up. Gangster, I'll beat you up. It's not your average job. It's not your average job. You think you'll ever wear liker? Beat up me. Beat up me. Beat up me. Beat up me. I love my blacks.
Move, baby girl.
There's babies on here.
What you trying to do? What you trying to do? The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. You trying to make me hit you first. You trying to make me hit you first.
What happened? You want to do it? Oh! Oh! Get them off. Get them. Get them. I'm behind you, bro. Come on.
Give this nigga. Give this nigga. There's kids over here. Boss, let's just separate. Yes, you want me to separate? Get separate, all right? Go have a seat, my boy. Just have a seat. Have a seat.
This is not it. Come on, let's do it.
Oh, you savvy? I'm locking you up. I'm locking you up when you get off. I'm like, I got you. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. You savvy. I got you.
This is true, but that's...
You get locked up.
I ain't doing nothing.
You get locked up. You interfere with a man's situation. You don't. It don't bleed him from that. I got you. You savvy, right? You savvy, right? You savvy? You savvy?
I ain't doing nothing, though.
You savvy?
No, I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Get that all the way down, baby. Let me out. 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 Let me out.
Trying to move that, not myself. So yeah, I honestly wasn't even fully checked into the video because I had to watch it earlier to pull it in. But when I watched it earlier, that was a lot. That was a whole lot. Says, why isn't anyone pulling the stop button? The train was stopped at a point. I don't know. But yeah, it was. That's a lot. Hold on, I'm gonna get to y'all comments. So I was trying to catch the more recent ones before I jump over to the ones I start. The panic they must have felt. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see a crowd of strangers crouching down on top of each other. You know, people got to feel really in danger to huddle with strangers like that. Jay Campbell is saying, how did a random woman get involved in the fight between the two men? So like I said in the video, I don't know if some of you noticed, she was huddled with the guy who was being attacked. You know, they kept kind of going in the same corner together. So obviously it appears that they were actually together. And so when the perpetrator got on top of the guy, it seems like, you know, she jumped in to try to do her best and all she could think was to stab him, which is, it's just crazy that, and then we still don't know what led up to, all we saw the video star was with the actual confrontation, but what happened? Did he step on his foot? Did he, you know, take a seat? Like what the hell was going on to cause all that? It was just so unnecessary. Jackie is saying, that's crazy. I'm always afraid to take the train. Yeah. Public transportation is risky, like pretty much no matter where you in all the major metropolitan cities for sure. Where is security for that issue? I mean, the truth is, what they said now, don't they have I saw in the newscast, they have the, oh my God, what do they call them? National Guard. The National Guard, because there's been an uptick in crime, subway crimes in New York by like 13%. They now have the National Guard there. I guess they still don't have enough of them to be on every train or whatever. So you can't control everything when it comes to human nature anyway, unfortunately. In NYC, it makes sense to use the subway system. Yeah, absolutely. We know it's crowded down there and everybody can't drive cars, and they're tolling cars that come through certain areas and all of that. But it's not safe. It's not safe, unfortunately. See, at this point, folks just need to stop talking to crazy people. Agree, but we don't know what caused that, S. Smith. The guy could have, I don't know if you've ever had a situation, but I've had people with mental issues approach me, talk to me without me saying a word or even making eye contact. So that doesn't mean that those crazy people will leave you alone. Sometimes they just pick a person. Nor do we know if the guy was fully crazy or just he's a little high strung and just violent or whatever. And then S. Smith says, what is going on first thing in the morning? So this was actually during the rush hour commute in the evening, that incident that we were watching. And I see Larry Pass saying, who got shot? The aggressor. So the black guy, the guy who pulled the gun out, is the person who actually ended up getting shot in the head. So the guy was able to overcome him when they were wrestling with the gun, and he was able to shoot him. I think they said twice, but he definitely got shot in the head. And it's still in critical condition from last I heard, the last I was able to see. Also, because if you guys want me to continue to cover these sort of stories, you got to get these likes up, because YouTube is like not going to monetize. They're going to be like, nope, we don't like when you talk about the stuff like that. So hit that like button. We got 65 likes and 115 people watching in this current moment. Even when you're watching on the replay, which I greatly appreciate, please remember to hit that like button and share this video. Greatly appreciate it in advance. So then we're going to move on to, we're still over there on the East Coast. We're moving from New York City over to Jersey, where we have a father who was arrested for confronting a student at his daughter's school. put this poll question that you can answer once we get through part of the story. Was the father wrong for confronting this student? You shouldn't be answering yet because you don't know yet, unless you already heard the story. So it says New Jersey, a South Jersey man is facing charges after police said he entered a high school classroom and threatened 2 students earlier this week. Police said 30-year-old Aaron Thomas went into a Paulsboro High School classroom Monday and confronted students who were reportedly in a dispute with his daughter. In the video posted to Instagram, which police are using as a part of their investigation, Thomas appears to walk up to a student and demand that he apologize to his daughter. He was quoted as saying, "Apologize to my daughter," Thomas said repeatedly throughout the nearly 3-minute video. About a minute into the video, an adult intervenes and tries to get Thomas to leave, but the situation appeared to escalate. Thomas is then seen making physical contact with another student and begins yelling. The affidavit says Thomas came to the school to sign out his daughter, who was having problems with another student over photos being shared. Instead of leaving, now I'm wondering what kind of photos these are, because you know these kids be up to some stuff. And these are teenagers. Says instead of leaving with his daughter, Thomas tracked down the other student. Later in the day, on Monday, Thomas was arrested and charged with simple assault, terroristic threats, trespassing, and disorderly conduct. The Paulsboro School District Superintendent put out a letter saying that the district was working with police. And they are also saying the charging documents do note that it took the school about 3 hours to call the police. They obviously didn't think of that. They're like, get him. They've been some problems for us anyway. Get him now. Get him. Says police said the high school has a resource officer. However, the individual was not present on Monday. I guess they don't expect incidents at the school on Monday, so they don't have security there. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Why is this freezing? What is happening? Something's happening on my screen. Oh, here we go. So here's a little clip of a news clip of what I just talked about.
South Jersey father is facing charges. This after he entered a school and confronted a student who had been harassing his daughter. That incident was captured on video. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson live for us there in Paulsboro, Gloucester County, with more on what we're learning about this situation. Becca.
Gray, police say that father went into the school to check his daughter out. Instead of going with her, he went up to a classroom and allegedly threatened to punch and knock out a student who police say his daughter was having a dispute with.
Apologize to my daughter.
This video is part of the police investigation. It appears to show a parent confronting a child at Paulsboro High School. Paulsboro police say the man in this video is 38-year-old Aaron Thomas, and investigators say he threatens students who are in a dispute with his daughter. About a minute into the video, an adult intervenes and tries to get Thomas to leave. But the situation appears to escalate, and Thomas makes physical contact with another student and begins yelling.
What's the problem?
This happened around 11:30 a.m. Monday at the high school. An affidavit says Thomas came to the school to sign out his daughter, who was having problems with another student over photos being airdropped. Instead of leaving with his daughter, Thomas tracked down the other student.
He's between a rock and a hard place.
Some parents say they get why Thomas is angry.
As a father, I can understand exactly what he's saying, what he's doing. But also as a father of a child that's in the school, to have a stranger to come in to do what he did is also wrong.
Later Monday, Thomas was arrested and charged with simple assault, terroristic threats, trespassing, and disorderly conduct.
That's wrong. The father shouldn't have got arrested. He was protecting his daughter.
Some parents who watched the video thought Thomas's response was justified. Others thought he should have gone about the situation differently.
He should have went to the principal's office and got with them and pulled the kid out. And had his parents also.
And Gray, the superintendent, also put out a letter to families saying that the district is cooperating with police. It is worth noting, in charging documents, though, it took the school about 3 hours to call police.
I was muted all the time. God dog it. So I'm reading the poll now. The poll question I'm closing out is, was the father wrong for confronting the student? 60% of you say yes, he was absolutely wrong. Well, now I keep changing. It's 61 to 60% of y'all. 40% of y'all are saying that no, absolutely, he was not wrong. You should absolutely go to schools and rough up other people's children, beat them up, beat them down, teach them how to respect. Y'all old school. Y'all believe in the kid getting 2 whoopings, one from the adult who caught him and another when they get home. We're in different times, though. I hear y'all. I know what some of y'all kind of going with this, but you can't do it. You can't. We're not in those times no more. You can't do it. Like some people were saying, like, hold on, I'll just read the comments because some of y'all are saying some of my thoughts. Hold on. Putting another poll question while I read this. Should the father be criminally charged for what you just saw? Now, he has been arrested. Should he be criminally charged? So here's a full statement from the school district superintendent. The superintendent goes on to say, we are aware there are many concerns regarding the recent incident that occurred at Paulsboro Senior High School on Monday, March 11th of 2024, and the subsequent videos of the incident that have been circulating on social media platforms. In an effort to remain committed to clearly communicating with parents and the community about safety issues, this letter is being written as a follow-up to this situation. Says the public school district, in cooperation with the police department, continues to investigate the incident and have communicated with all involved parties in accordance with the district's protocol. Due to the ongoing nature of this investigation, additional details about the situation cannot be released to the public. Safety and security of our staff and students is paramount. Unfortunate situations such as these gives us an opportunity to reflect and analyze current practices to further strengthen the district's safety and security procedures to ensure that our schools are a safe place for all students and staff. That was a well-written, politically correct statement. I like that one. Sometimes they don't be that good. I mean, he said as much as he could say without saying, or he or she said as much as they could say without saying, too much. So it is what it is. So we got Marlena B, who I know is a school principal, and I think assistant school principal. Marlena is saying some school admins catch hell trying to keep irate parents out of the building. A lot of times it's because of the BS that goes on outside the building. Yeah, true. They bring that ish from the streets into the school. I feel for you, friend. Then parents get mad because schools keep the doors locked from the outside and won't let people in without appointments or prior approval. True. I mean, y'all hands are tied. I'm also wondering, I'm teasing you, but what time is it? Y'all out of school yet? Are you in your office watching Val B and the students fisticuffing, taking and sharing pictures of each other, nudes? Let me stop. Sterling Johnson is saying it's not about Marlena B. She says she on spring break, y'all. It's spring break. Don't nobody hold this and watch it as a replay. Talking about Marlena, we gonna get her because she was on Val B's channel during school hours. It's spring break. Sterling Johnson says it's not about why the father did it. It's more about how he did it. Yeah, I agree that. And I don't know, people are so ignorant nowadays. I don't honestly even know the right way that would have this happen in a way less confrontational. I mean, technically, you can have both parents meet at the school. I don't even know if they do that anymore, but back in my day, they used to have it where both parents and the students would come to the principal office and they would have the meeting and try to hash out. Nowadays, you might be creating confrontation in the principal's office because the two ignorant parents, or one ignorant parent and one sane parent, next thing you know, they fighting and stuff. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know, but I hear you. That wasn't the appropriate way. And then he goes into the classroom in front of other students doing all that. That's a lot. You're disrupting. And I get that you love your daughter. Again, we don't know what pictures were being shared, but I'm assuming it wasn't pictures of her on the playground playing on a swing set. I'm sure it wasn't those kind of pictures. So we got some other issues if your daughter's got pictures that are that she's that upset about being shared. That's a whole nother conversation. That might be the conversation you need to be having with your daughter. Should have had it with a prior. Lydia saying that's why we try to keep the parents out the building. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I couldn't do it. When I was, I think in my freshman year in college rather, I was thinking about being a school teacher. And then even back then I was like, I don't want to deal with the chaos. I can't do the ignorance. It still ended up being an early childhood ed, but it felt different because I ain't got to worry about them kids bringing weapons to school. They brought a lot of other issues, but I never had to worry about them bringing weapons to school. S. Smith says, I had crazy people approach me and I removed myself. They have even followed me. That's crazy. But by the grace of God, I haven't been harmed. That is absolutely ridiculous. These people crazy. Mental illness is strong. I think it's in the food. I think it's in the chicken. It's a lot. I pray for y'all. It's crazy for real. They'll be in the chaos for a little money. Yeah, I actually have quite a few relatives who are school teachers. So and they've been school teachers for like decades. So yeah, trust me, I hear it. Thank you so much, OMB. I appreciate you for watching and supporting. Close out this poll. Should the father be criminally charged? Wow, I'm actually surprised. 53% of you say yes. 47% of you say no. I'm torn. Like I feel like his behavior, he needs to pay consequences for it. However, unless he has some prior record with violence and stuff, I think like probation and some community service. I don't really want to necessarily see him serve jail time for that. But he definitely maybe, working with youth or something. Like as a y'all know I'm soft-hearted at the end of the day. I just don't have patience for scammers, criminals, and like real criminals and scammers. But other than that, I'm a little soft-hearted. I like to give people chances, give them grace. But yeah, I feel like, community service, probation, because if he does some foolishness again like this, some road rage or something like that, then that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Okay, so that's that with that story. I don't know if we'll hear more about it or not. Next up, we have Wendy Williams. Oh, I forgot to put the picture of the guy. I forgot all about it. Got these assets. That's the guy. They showed it quickly in the news clip, but that's the guy, the daddy. Then we have Wendy Williams and her podcast. No, the non-existing existing podcast. So unfortunately, Wendy Williams again is back in the news. They're saying that she's been hit with a massive tax lien during her health struggles. This is from Yahoo News, and they're saying they copy from people, so I think this is from Blast. I don't know. Anyway, Wendy Williams' problem continues to increase despite her poor health, with federal government reportedly coming for her luxury condo in New York City, the one that her old manager, was cleaning out and setting up to be sold. Why? We still don't know. The former host of the Wendy Williams Show recently got slapped with a lien on her Big Apple apartment for what the government claims amounts to over $500,000 in unpaid taxes. She reportedly owes the government $500,000 in taxes. Her pricey New York City condo, which she reportedly bought for $4.5 million in 2021, is at risk because the feds allege that she owes $568,400 $451.57. Y'all know I was gonna chuckle with the cent. 57 cents. The government want their 57 cents. And they'll put you on a payment plan, interest payment plan too, if they don't get it. The considerable amount was amassed from her unpaid federal taxes for 2019 and 2021. And this is when her health, what year did her and Kev, wasn't it 2019 when they divorced? Did he take care of that stuff? Who knows? Ain't no telling. According to the records, the tax lien was created 2 months ago in January. However, it wasn't recorded with the New York City Department of Finance until early February. To date, there does not appear to be any evidence that the issue has been resolved. However, it is possible that Sabrina Morrissey, Williams' court-appointed guardian of her finances, has sorted out the lien. The financial officer was reportedly appointed sometime in spring of 2022, per TMZ, meaning that she was unaware of the alleged tax violations. So they're saying, because that was one of my thoughts, like, oh Lord, they messing her up that bad. But they're saying that her conservator wasn't in charge of her finances during these years that they are talking about, and she just came on board in 2022. So Wendy Williams' apartment is for sale, and I guess that's only, she still got the value. Well, what she bought it for don't mean that's what the value still is, but at least it's worth a few million. So it's enough to pay that tax debt whenever it gets sold. Trying to see, they got some other stuff in here, but I ain't trying to rehash a bunch of stuff we've already talked about. Okay, I'll read this though. Says the tax lien is concerning, given that Williams' health struggles recently came to light last month. Her team revealed that she had been diagnosed with dementia, as we know. Says over the past few years, questions have been raised at times about Wendy's ability to process information, and many have speculated about Wendy's condition, particularly when she began to lose words, act erratically at times, and have difficulty understanding financial transactions. So it's interesting that when we look at the tax years that are still due or overdue, this is around the time where we know she really, really wasn't the Wendy Williams that we know her to be. Like she was getting into the advanced stages of the situation we're watching. So looked like she was taking care of her business prior to that. And, so maybe there's truth to the fact that she did need someone to help her with her finances. Says the press release continued. The quote is, the decision to share this news was difficult and made after careful consideration, not only to advocate for the understanding and compassion for Wendy, but to raise awareness about dementia and support the thousands of others facing similar circumstances. So they say, skipping. Says shortly after the news of Wendy's health struggles broke, a former co-executive producer for her talk show deemed it would be impossible for her to return. Susan Bass, who was the executive producer who was on air, the one who would be on the stage with her, addressed her FTD and her dementia diagnosis in the interview, saying, and I didn't know she had spoke out about this, that Susan had, but Susan said, she was quoted as saying, since Wendy's been off air, there is a huge void in both daytime TV and pop culture. I think there's always been a glimmering of hope for a comeback for her, but since this diagnosis, it seems impossible. It makes me very sad. It's funny she says it's a big void, and y'all know she worked for the Sherry Show for a minute. They gave her the boot though, but she worked for the Sherry Show for about a year or so, first season or so. Says Bass stressed that she was saddened by Williams' situation, as people had been constantly saying, wouldn't it be great if Wendy makes a comeback? Nevertheless, the entertainer's ex-producer was more concerned about her health than her ability to return to TV. Then we have the update that I have not been talking about, but I've definitely been hearing about it. And that's her ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter, and his fight for his unpaid spousal support. He's like, I'm broke. I was living out. My plan was my retirement plan was to live off of her. Then all this happened. Says before news of Wendy's tax lien broke, her ex-husband made waves by filing a lawsuit to enforce his spousal support payments. Kevin Hunter employed the courts for assistance in collecting his unpaid dues from his former wife. Hunter emphasized in a petition that he had stopped receiving the spousal support payments since January of 2022 because of Williams' court-ordered guardianship, stressing the financial strain caused by the lack of support. My ex-wife ain't supporting me no more. This is very stressful. My baby mama, and my new baby I had on her. Hunter continues to write, therefore, I respectfully request that the court require Wendy to immediately pay all severance payments which may be due and owing at the time of the court's order. Wendy Williams' ex-husband wants to be a part of her SAG after retirement plan. He wanted it all. In his petition, Williams' ex-husband claims he chose to file a lawsuit because she violated a court order by withholding his spousal support payments. Hunter requested a portion of her SAG after retirement plan to resolve this issue. He claimed that her financial guardian failed to comply despite attempting to resolve the matter with Williams' team since October of 2021. Morrissey allegedly agreed to provide bank statements, but later limited the disclosure. Faced with the financial guardian's uncooperative nature, Hunter stressed that he had no choice but to file a motion in the matter. The former couple were married in November of 1999 and to January of 2020, and they, of course, share Kevin Jr. Very interesting. So Kevin Hunter is like, if y'all don't give me this money and quit playing with me, quit playing in my face. Interesting. See what y'all got to say about it. Hey, Bridget. I thought he couldn't get it if she lost her job or health decline. That's what I thought too, was written, that she had it written. I had heard this. I hadn't read it myself, but I heard that she had it written in the divorce decree that he would only earn money if she was earning money, not if she just had money, but if she was earning, if she was still working. So I don't know how true that is. But yeah. He has been making it for the last 23 months somehow. He is disgusting. Well, I mean, he's been losing stuff though, right? Didn't his house get foreclosed on? Didn't y'all say Sharina left him? I ain't looked into none of this on my own. But I see stuff y'all be saying in the comments. So I thought he stopped getting payments because in the papers it was signed that Wendy was there if she wasn't working. Right. That was what I heard as well. So I don't know. I would think the conservator would have checked to make sure all taxes were paid and up to date. I don't know now. S. Smith, don't give this conservator too much credit, because I keep hearing the same narrative that this conservator doesn't communicate with people, is all of that kind of stuff. So I ain't giving this conservative a whole lot of faith. Aren't her conservators responsible for providing her money for her residence? Yeah, absolutely. And she is currently residing in a some kind of home of some sort. So she has a roof over her head, and they are responsible for taking care of that. And allegedly, I guess they are taking care of that. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and share it as well. And whether you're watching the replay or the original, or the live, I should say. So we're moving on to the royal family. Poll question I have here. I'm way up here. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Poll question is, do you actually follow the royal family news? This is on the YouTube side for those of you who don't know. Polls are only on the YouTube side, but feel free to answer them in the chat on whatever platform you may be on. So the royal family, they are in the news with more drama. This is like a soap opera. Now, I remember I watched a documentary on them on Netflix. It was last year sometime, and I just didn't realize how much went into it and how shady it is. How they are almost like in prison, but they are like, it's like a golden prison. It's kind of like, I wouldn't want that life. You're not free to do anything. You got to get permission to do everything. And most of the stuff you want permission to do, you ain't gonna be able to do. So according to People magazine, the royal family is in turmoil as demands mount for more transparency. There's too much uncertainty, they're saying. So as details of King Charles' cancer diagnosis and Kate Middleton's abdominal surgery remain undisclosed, there are increasing calls for transparency with the royal family. They say everybody feels unsettled by uncertainty, and there is too much uncertainty surrounding. Hold on, let me make this a little larger because my eyes are playing tricks on me. Everybody feels unsettled by the uncertainty, and there is too much uncertainty that is surrounding the monarch right now. So they're saying Queen Elizabeth used to say, "I need to be seen to be believed," and it's important for Charles and his reign for the public to know a little bit more, she adds. So nearly 19 months after Queen Elizabeth's death in September of 2022, the stability that she brought to her family and the nation through her 70-year reign has been replaced with an appearance of vulnerability for the royals. It says, in addition to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, decisions to step down from their roles as working members of the royal family in 2020, the recent health issues that have sidelined the king, who is 75 years old, and the Prince of Wales, who is 42. He only 42? Ooh, he look old. Prince of Wales. Remember he used to be the cute one, y'all? What had happened? Says, from the public duties have created an unprecedented time of fragility. So they're saying the monarchs need to be the anchor in times of trouble and any sense of instability, which is inevitable when you have two of the key players out of action, is understandable. And they add that, well, I ain't gonna read that part. So the palace announced on February 5th that King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer and would largely step back from his public-facing duties while he continues to work behind the scenes during the treatment, which probably means he's really, I mean, this probably has to be advanced stages if it's putting him down like that at this point. Says he's been spotted attending church services, was photographed during an audience with the prime minister, and appeared in a video reading cards from well-wishers, but demands are mounting for the monarch to be more transparent about his condition. Says even though he has revealed that he has a form of cancer, that has done nothing to quell the speculations about how seriously ill he may or may not be. Says this is not doing the monarch any favors. He is the head of state, and there are constitutional implications, well, which is why he's had his true medical condition from y'all. Says, meanwhile, the lack of clarity surrounding Princess Kate's abdominal surgery has left a vacuum filled with conspiracy theories about her health and whereabouts. They say, although the palace specified that the Princess of Wales was not expected to return to public duties until after Easter, they have been forced to issue brief statements about her well-being during the recovery in response to rumors. They're saying Kate has only been spotted once since the procedure, riding in a car with her mother, Carol Middleton, on March 4th. And they're saying King Charles and Princess Kate time out of the spotlight means is largely up to the Queen Camilla, who is 76, and Prince Williams, who is 41, to step up as the faces of the monarch. While the Queen has stepped in for her husband on numerous occasions in the recent weeks, the Prince of Wales has also made public appearances a priority after taking time away to care for his wife and children during the recovery. His focus on his work and not social media. His focus is on work and not social media, is what the spokespeople have been saying. Now, the issue is there's also been speculation that there that in some of the, I'm only laughing because it's like the trickery and smoke and mirrors. They're saying that the spottings of Kate, like when they've done these photo ops and things like that, they've been AI photos, and they finally did announce or admit that they were fake photos. So people are starting to wonder if she's still even in the land of the living. Has something happened to her? Because there has been no real actual spottings of her. And I think they said when she was in a car, she had her head turned the whole time. Supposedly it was her in a car, and she had her head turned the entire time and looking down or something. So people are saying, we want to see this woman for real because something ain't right. And also there's, it's being said that Prince Williams had been cheating on her and that she left the marriage, and that's why she's missing. Don't know. Let me see. Do you follow the Royals poll question? I'm closing out. 34% of you say yes. 66% of you say no. I kind of only when stuff gets like this, when it gets real like chaotic, then I'm kind of like, what they got going on over there? But from a day-to-day, no, I don't follow them. But this was interesting because with all of the scandals that they've had over the years, I'm like, okay, is something else major brewing? Are we going to ever see Kate Middleton again, ever in life? And then as I was putting this story together, it made me think about Princess Diana, because I have definitely watched that story, many documentaries on that story. And so my question is, do you think that Diana's death was caused by foul play? Because something ain't right, something ain't right. I'm like, oh, is Kate Middleton the next one? Because still don't. Paparazzi chased her, ran into a pole under a viaduct, or the median of a viaduct. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let's see what y'all talking about. I couldn't keep up with the comments while I was doing that. Let me see. To be fair, Jay Campbell is saying, to be fair, I've had abdominal surgery and it's no joke. It took me 8 weeks to get back to 100%. How long has it been for her, though? I don't know. I've read it, but I think I read it. Did I? How long? For those of you who do follow this, how long ago did she have the surgery? Because basically the way people are saying it, it's kind of like it's been way too long. I want to know what kind of abdominal surgery she had that they had to hide it. Yeah. Lydia is saying, Ladia, you're going to need to get used to me remembering to learn to pronounce it the correct way, friend. I mean, I won't see no comments in the chat. It took me forever to learn Trey Keisha's name. It took me a whole year. Anyway, I think Kate had a hysterectomy. It takes 6 to 12 weeks to recover. Okay. But that's a speculation. I hear you, though. But that's still a speculation. We don't know that to be factual, that that's what actually happened. Did she get, completely her whole intestines removed for life? Those taxpayers should really stop funding the royals' lifestyle. That's a cultural thing for them. It baffles me. I hear you, because it absolutely baffles me. However, culturally for them, they need that. They just paying for like a Hollywood star. It's like you pick a random family and you make them celebrities, and you then for the rest of their generations you flip the whole bill. That works for them. I don't get it, but that works for them. Harry is the cute one. Yes, that is funny to me, that how the roles reverse from Prince William being like, he used to be the hot one. Then his brother grew into his looks, and it's like, oh no, you don't hold a candle to your brother. And he not aging well either. What did he say? He's 41. I'm 6 years older than this dude. About to be 7 years older than him. Yeah, he don't hold a candle to his brother. They're also, to me, a cuter couple. I don't know. To me. Poll question I'm closing out. Do you think that Princess Diana's unaliving was caused by foul play? 87% of you say yes. 13% of you say no. They were running from the paparazzi. It wasn't a setup. Okay. I don't know how many documentaries you've seen. Okay, so lastly, before we close out, because I do have another show to get ready for, so I can't hang too long. I like to put a little viral, funny moment in during these daytime lives. This was a video I ran into I thought was so funny and cute. It's about a reporter who gets interrupted by his mama.
Because of this is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you. Did you record that? Is it because of this is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you. Did you record that?
Some of us know that. Some of us know that feeling. I still, when I go out to places, restaurants, especially restaurants and stuff, like places where my mom and I are engaging with people, she has to mention what I do for a living, and then you got to follow him on YouTube. I'm like, Mom, please stop. Like, I don't want that happening when I'm just existing in my everyday life. I don't want you telling everybody they need to subscribe to my channel. He on YouTube. He a YouTuber. You got to subscribe to his channel. I'm like, stop it. But that's a proud mama. And then this one I ran into this was, I thought it was about TikTok. Well, it is. It's about, we covered yesterday, the TikTok ban. And this guy is talking about all the other things that the U.S. government should be concerned of over the TikTok, like other things that are a bigger national security threat than TikTok. So this was interesting because it caught me off guard when he got to one of the things that he felt was a bigger threat to the U.S. national security. So take a listen.
This message is for the U.S. government. Hey, girl. So I just feel like since I am very proactive in preventing those Chinese scammers from stealing my data and information, because every time that thing pop up and say ask app not to track, I politely ask them not to track my information. So I feel like I should be able to keep my TikTok. And in exchange, I will provide you with the list of accounts that I think you need to ban, because they are absolutely in cahoots with the Chinese government. So first on the list is going to be all the people that participated in creating them AI babies. They gotta go. That was obviously a scheme set up by the Chinese government. Generating fake babies just screams data breach. Next is going to be those couple pages that do those fake pranks. Now, they're not really a national security threat. That's more of a personal threat. I'm just tired of seeing them. Next is going to be the people that exploit their kids. Now, this is not a national security threat either, But it seems as though y'all spending more time on trying to ban TikTok than trying to protect the children. So let's just do this as an exchange. We can just do an even exchange and disregard the fact that y'all care more about a fucking social media app than the kids on that social media app. Next on the list is going to be Darius Cooks. Now, he is not only a threat to national security, he's a threat to fucking mankind. He needs to go. That boy that was tipping through JCPenney asking us what would we do if we saw him, he is obviously a spy. He too goddamn tall. He can see over everything. Next will be those people that tell us if we scroll past their video and not use their sound, somebody in our family gonna die or we gonna go broke. Obviously, that's a data breach because they're trying to get us to click that sound till the Chinese scammers come in and take our information. So they need to go as well. And lastly, I'm gonna just end it with the biggest threat to national security ever, Legion. That's pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like I need to elaborate on that. So hopefully you take all of this information into consideration and allow me to keep my account because obviously there are bigger threats out there than me.
Oh, I thought I had added more to that. Okay. Yes. So that I was so caught off guard. Like, what? The crooks? I mean, you're right. You're right. Good job. Good job. But I was not expecting to hear him say Darius Crooks. Of course, y'all know I got a soundbite for tonight's show. I got a soundbite. I clipped it down. Ah, it's hilarious. She's such a joke. She is such a joke. Speaking of her being such a joke, we will this evening be doing another episode of Exposing Darius Crooks, the Surviving Darius Crooks series, and that will be tonight on this same channel, also on we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Same place you're watching right now will be the same place we'll be at 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today. There's so much to cover. I mean, I could just pick random-ish. Also, for our Patreon executive VPO, I'm going to actually do a work with me like pretty much right after this. Probably give me like 10, 15 minutes, and I'll send out the link on Patreon. And so if you want to hang out with me for the work with me while I try to figure out what we're going to talk about this evening, and put a little bit of a show together, you can hang out with me for a couple hours. So with that, until next time, until I'm back live or upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed.